Well, hello, everybody, and this is Auntie, and we are here today to help one of our favorite members, Dayna. Okay, we're going to be cooking a simplified version of cornbread and ribs. So it's going to be a yummy day today. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Sunday, and let's get into it.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop
auntie
boop.
that everybody needs.
You can make this up. Now you know that these are some crazy muffins.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even try?
Aunties and lives, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
So, hi, everybody. Welcome back. And this is Auntie. To all of the nieces and nephews of Auntie's Advice, this is a pre recorded video done in the members chat. Okay. Today, we're going to be cooking ribs with Dayna. And I am so excited about it. I'm gonna put my glasses on so my blind ass can see. Welcome to my kitchen. I have already taken out all of the things that are needed. I'm hoping that you all can hear me. Let me know if you can't. Let me know if you can. So over here, I have taken out all of the ingredients for the cornbread. I have already put what you need to have with you in order to join us. I have a rack of ribs. Okay, my aluminum foil, heavy duty aluminum foil, and all my cake pan, my knife, and all that. And we're going to get into it in Auntie's kitchen. Okay. So I'm hoping that you all are ready for this. Yes, I am. Dayna, I'm going to put the link down in the chat if you want to follow me. So let me do that now. So as you all can see, this is live because the dog is in the back barking. But let me get this for Dayna. She wants to come live and join. So there you are, Dayna. There's the link. So also I have cleaning, antibacterial, Lysol cleaning, antibacterial, because after you handle this meat, you're absolutely going to want to have to clean up. And then we'll use our microban to wash and sterilize the whole entire area. So I'm hoping that you all are ready for this today. I'm so delighted to have you all in my kitchen, or at least on this side of the kitchen. This is where we do all the cooking, right near the sink. And so when you're dealing with ribs, any type of pork or anything like that, you want to make sure. Okay, then we got Dayna. Hi, Dayna.
I'm gonna turn the camera off so I won't distract.
Okay, do you have your ribs?
Yes, I washed them. I got the baby back, so I don't know if they're the right ones. Can you see them?
Yes, girl, they look good, girl.
And then I got this.
Okay, let's see. Let's match up.
Okay. So here's all my stuff. I don't know if I'm holding my camera right.
Yep, you're doing a great job. And you got your sweet and smoky
Yes.
by your grill mates.
Yep.
Okay, yes, let's get started, Dayna. You can
Okay.
leave your you can leave your camera on if you want to, or you can take it off, or you can come in and out as you please. You like my little outfit? I got my little.
I do. You looking all springy? I ain't like this. I ain't gonna go down. I got just some I'm gonna get on the treadmill later, but I thought let me do this first.
Girl, you don't need to get on no treadmill. You are good. Okay, so we're gonna start with our ribs.
Okay.
And I have already pre-washed my sink. I've already sterilized my sink. Now, I know a lot of people, like to wash and cook ribs and stuff like that in the pan, but I don't. I like to use my sink. And of course, you all know I have a farmhouse sink, which is really, really deep. And so I use every bit of my farmhouse sink. Okay. So we're going to take the ribs out of the package. So we've got the rack of ribs. We're going to take it out of the package very carefully with a sharp knife. And so now we have our ribs out. Okay, that's just one rack. Okay.
I'm following you.
Now we're going to wash our ribs, making sure that we clean this bag out, set this bag in another like plastic bag in order to throw it out because, of course, it's meat. So anytime you're working with meat, you want to make sure that you're washing your hands regularly, that you are not just throwing this stuff out or into your regular trash because it will stink over days. Most of the time I take it, I put it in a used grocery bag, and I do it like that. So as you all can see, I'm washing my hands because I wash my hands constantly, especially when I am dealing with meat. So I'm going to get this grocery bag. I've already washed my hands, and I'm going to pick up that rib package with the bag, not with my hands again, because I don't want to make contact with this again. Okay, so that's in that bag, tied up in a nice little knot. And then we're done with that. We're going to wash the sink down. So right now we have our meat. We're going to rinse the meat off so it looks good. With my spray. Another way that I rinse my meat off is with an apple cider. Now, some people use a vegetable cleaner or something like that. I don't. I like to take an apple cider and put it on top of the meat just to kind of clean it. Okay.
Oh, I'm glad I got some.
That probably sounds weird to some people, but that's how we do it over here.
Okay.
So I'm going to rub that apple cider into this meat, get all of that mess out of it. I'm going to flip it on the other side. Just want to get the meat as clean as possible before we start cooking with it. Okay?
Okay, I'm with you.
Now I'm going to let it rinse. I'm just going to let this rinse over top of the meat. Rinse it all through the sink. I'm going to flip it over on the other side. Clean that out. Now, while that's drying just a little bit, I'm going to now preheat my oven to 350 degrees.
All right.
Very good, Dayna.
I'm following you.
So I'm going to bring the rib up onto the countertop so you all can see what I'm going to be doing next. This has already been cleaned. I'm going to take my rib and I'm going to put it on this tray. Let me bring this down some so you all can see. There we go. So I'm going to take the ribs and I'm going to put them face down onto this tray. So this part of the ribs, some people keep on, some people keep off. Some people like this. What I don't do to my ribs is I do not take the fat off, but I do take off the membrane. And so some people like it, some people don't. It all depends on your audience and who's eating or whatever. But for me, I like to take my membrane off so that the bones just slide up out of this kidney. Okay. So right now we're going to take our knife and we're going to gently remove the membrane. Now, most of the farmers or the people who prepare our ribs in these little packages will give you a head start. So on one of the corners, you should see that the membrane is already up for you. So I'm going to show you all that. Yeah. So they've already pre-lifted this membrane for you.
Do I just pull it off?
No, you're going to have to take a knife. So you're
and
going to
hit it up on.
So tell me when you got a corner.
Okay.
Of your membrane up.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay, and so you're going to look at me, watch me.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take your knife and cut up under the membrane in order to not lose it. You're going to be gently pulling at the same time. So you're going to take your knife, come up under the membrane, and you're going to find yourself pulling it up. Can you see, Dayna?
Yeah, yeah. It's coming.
It's coming up?
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay. So
I don't know if I like this, Auntie.
No, this is the grossest part. This is the grossest part. This is a little gross.
Yeah.
But you want to take this membrane off.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, it's coming. It was so fine. I didn't think it was there, but it's there once I start pulling.
Yeah, it's there once you start pulling. And you're going to take your time getting it off. You want to maybe do a little lift method or whatever. Whatever is safest for you. I always take my time on this part, Dayna, because the sister ain't trying to cut herself. And this membrane can get stiff, right? It's stiff. But you want to get it off. So usually in this corner right here, I always have a problem, but I just take my time because I want to try to pull it off as much as possible in one swoop. So right now I have my membrane off of one bone. We're going to try to get this membrane to stay together and get it off of all of them with one whoppadoodle. So that means you got to really get up underneath that membrane And so now, as you all see, I have the membrane up off of one bone, and now I'm going to gently pull this membrane. And of course, it don't want to pull. And that's because I'm videoing it. If I wasn't videoing this, it would come right up. But it's okay because we got to get it off. So as you all can see, it's starting to come up as one piece. And you're just going to pull. Now, as you all can see, that membrane is coming up off the back of that rib. Can you see it, Dayna?
Yes, yours looks cleaner than mine.
That's okay. It's your first time.
I'm getting it, but I feel like I'm having to go back over a few times on a few
That's
spaces.
okay. Yep, that's okay. Take your time. Take your time. Now, if you got any fat on it, you may want to leave your fat. I leave my fat because I think that meat cooks best when it's cooked in its own fat. So if the person that has that particular part of the rib wants to take that fat off, that's fine for them. But I like to cook my ribs or any kind of pork in its own fat. Got a little bit of membrane right here, and I want to get it off. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
So tell me when you got that membrane off.
Okay, I was just going through, just trying to make sure.
Okay.
So now I feel like I'm just cutting into the meat. So I guess I'm finished with that part.
But it's your first time, so don't worry about cutting it to the meat, okay?
Yeah, I don't think most of my bracket's smaller. So I got it.
Don't
One
worry
thing.
about that, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to take my membrane, put it back in another bag, and that goes out to the trash can. So tell me when you feel comfortable that you got enough membrane off.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm going to wash
Ready for my
my
next step.
real quick. All right, so you got it?
Yes.
So now we're going to take this same rib and we're going to put it back in the water. We're going to rinse it again, okay?
Okay.
All right. So tell me, you got your meat rinsed off, Dayna?
Yeah.
All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take your oven should be preheated by now. Has it gone off?
It's at 334. Just about.
Okay. So now what we're going to do is take heavy duty aluminum foil. Yeah, I put mine out right here. And we're going to pour off enough to wrap up the rib.
Okay.
For as long as you think the length of the rib is, and a little bit more. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to take the dull side of this rib, the dull side of the foil, not the shiny side,
Okay.
dull side. And we're going to lay the dull side up front, and that's what we're going to put the rib in.
All right.
And we're going to put the rib in upside down. So if you look at mine, you see that I have an edge here and an edge here.
Yep.
Okay? You want to make sure you give yourself enough edge.
Yeah.
All right. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our sweet and smoky. Your ribs should be face down. We're going to take our sweet and smoky. I don't know if you're wearing gloves or not. I don't usually wear gloves when I'm just dealing with ribs, and I'm doing them quickly. Now, if I had a whole bunch of ribs that I was dealing with, I broke my nail some kind of way.
Well, I had them on, but then I wanted to, when I was cutting the membrane, I thought, well, I don't want to wash my hands with gloves, so I just took them off, and I'm just going to keep washing my hands. But I have a pair.
Okay. Hold on one second.
I have a whole box of them right here. Maybe I should put them on. Let me wash my hands with them.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. So we're going to take this and we're going to generously, okay, sprinkle this on the back side of the rib. Just in a straight line. You see how mine look like a little sub sandwich?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So you have it already on there like a sub sandwich?
Yeah, let me turn on my. I probably got too much on there.
Let me see. Let me look at it.
Is that too much? Oh,
Nope.
I can't give
nope.
them.
Nope, that's perfect. Okay, you ready? So now you're going to cut your camera off and we're going to move it and scrub it into, we're going to rub it clockwise, counterclockwise into the meat and into the bone. You're going to make sure that you get your edges. So if you're looking at me, I'm doing it counterclockwise, rubbing all of that good old seasoning in the back of the rib, making sure that I get any fat meat that's on here. If you got to put more on, put more on. But I'm going counterclockwise. I'm going clockwise on my meat. I usually go clockwise. So you're going to just rub all of that good old seasoning right on into that meat. Making sure that you get it on this fat. Leaving no space behind. You want to make sure that you get this rub in here. Because once you start eating it, you're going to be able to tell the difference. I hate eating people's ribs and they don't take care of the back. The back of the meat is just important, just as important as the front. Okay. So you're going to rub that into the meat, into the bones, up on the top. You got it in?
Yep. I'm
So
working
we're
it on
not
the
going to
side.
touch anything else right now. We're not going to touch anything. We're just going to flip the meat.
Okay.
So you should have been able to tell that your meat is a little different color.
Yes.
Okay, good. That means it's nice and clean and it's getting that edge to it. No more of that factory coloring and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to do the same thing on this side, but we're going to be a little bit more generous and we're going to make sure that particularly on this side of the meat, because on the other side, we already got down to the bone. Now we've got to get down to the thick part, the meat part, where everybody's going to be picking up the meat. So you just want to be a little bit more generous in your rub. Now, usually I make a rub. This time, when I'm doing a simple, quick meat like this, I use a rub. This is just a very simple way for you to be able to enjoy your own ribs. So, as you can see, I have it totally coated just like it's a salad. Okay, can you see mine?
Yes.
So now we're going to rub again.
Okay.
When we rub at the top, we're going to make sure that it gets moist with everything. But then we're going to also make sure that we get the edges on the edges on both sides.
Okay.
So what I usually do is rub down into the meat first, lift up any fat that's there. So like this one has fat. Let me show you. Let me move it back so you can see. So you see how this one is lifted and it has the fat? I
Uh-huh.
also bring that rub down into that fat.
Okay.
Anything that's moving needs to be coated with the rub.
And I did find a piece, so I'm glad you said that.
So don't leave anything not with a rub on it, no matter how gross it feels.
So
No
it
matter
feels better
how
with the gloves on.
right. And that's why a lot of people use gloves. I don't. I want to touch the meat. I want to be one with the meat. I want to put my love on it. It doesn't bother me because, as you can see, I have all kinds of soaps on my sink. We keep soaps in the house because I'm not afraid to touch the meat. As long as you wash your hands and clean up the space and stuff like that, you're good. So now I'm going on my sides of the meat, making sure everything has that orange hue to it. There's some fat right there that somebody's going to love. Got to show the fat love too, you know. Fat meat, can't discriminate from lean and fat. Everything needs to get some love. Gonna just rub it in. Rub it in. And you really want to make sure you rub it in, Dayna, because you're not letting it marinate. So you
Okay.
really want to make sure, even if you have to come back and put more on there, you don't think it's enough on there. Okay?
Got you.
Because we're not allowing it to marinate overnight.
Now, could you normally like put the rub on and then put it back in the refrigerator overnight? Is
Yes,
that
yes. And let it marinate into the meat. Absolutely.
okay?
But this is what we're doing right now is a
Mm-hmm.
quick. Okay, so I'm gonna wash my hands. I'm finished. Let me know when you're done.
Take my gloves off now that I got this rub and wash.
Okay.
Then I'll be ready.
Is it somebody else here? What are you walking about? Let them people go up in their house. Twilight. No. Okay, tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the rib, center it inside, and center it to the foil without touching it. Don't touch it again.
Okay.
So it should be centered to the foil. And now we're going to fold it, the foil over top of it. And we're going to stretch and pull. So we got the aluminum foil, stretching and pulling. Okay, and it should cover, you got heavy duty, it should cover the whole rib. Okay, then you're going to take the other side and you're going to bring that up against that rib and you're going to make it tight. You're going to make this nice and tight. Now this is important because when you go to brown the rib, okay, you want to make sure that you know the pattern that you use and you want to be able to open this up, okay? You want to be able to open it up and allow it to brown.
You know what? I don't think my foil is wide enough.
Let me
Maybe.
see. Let me see.
Okay, hang on. Let me get my camera. I think I'm gonna have to add another piece of foil. You see, that's not wide enough. You see how I have that one little piece right here?
Yes, I see it.
You think I should put another
You're
piece
gonna
right
have
here?
to. You're gonna have to.
Yeah, because it's not gonna fold all the way over.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Okay.
So take another. No, it
Hmm.
it doesn't look like your ribs are centered to the foil.
Yeah, it was. Hold on, let me see. I
No,
thought
it's
well, it
not.
wasn't until I started, like when I started moving it. See how wide it is? It's like the 50 foot. I don't know if it's a.
Is that heavy duty foil?
Yep.
Okay.
You think it's maybe?
Try it again.
Okay.
Bring that side in first.
Okay. Hang on. Let me put my.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still only going halfway.
It's only going
So
half. Let me
yeah,
see.
see, it's still only when I had it centered, like here, and then I covered it. So maybe my foil isn't wide enough.
It's not wide enough. You got a big old hell of a five rib. You said, bitch, if I'm gonna make ribs, I'm giving me the biggest bitch in the batch.
So
Okay, so
I'm
let
gonna
me
just
tell you how to remedy that then, okay?
okay.
So what you're gonna do is pull another length of foil, the same exact length.
Okay. Let me, cause I got my little granddaughter here. She running around.
Okay, no
Of course, she's gonna
worries.
come to the background. Okay. Okay.
All right. Now you're gonna take that foil, put the rib on that foil at the bottom, half and half. Half on one side of the rib, half on the other side of the rib. And then you're gonna close it. So split the foil in half.
Okay. That works.
All right. Let me see it. And that bottom is covered good, right? All right. So now you want to take the ends of the foil and bring the ends of the foil all the way up like this.
Okay.
You're going to bring them all the way up like that. And then you're
Okay.
going to take the other end of the foil just like that. So it should look like an envelope kind of.
Okay. It's snug.
All right. Now you're going to take another second piece of foil.
Okay.
You're going to do the same length.
Okay.
And this time you're going to put the shiny side up against the shiny side. The shiny
Okay.
side against the shiny side. You should have the dull side. Okay, so you want your shiny side, the dull side, back here,
Mm-hmm.
shiny against shiny. Shiny against shiny.
Okay.
Now you're going to take the foil and instead of bringing it the width, you're gonna bring this part, the ends up, So you got all dull. And you're going to close that up. Just like that. And you're going to pull tight. Tell me when you're done.
Okay. I'm done.
You all done?
Yep. Looks like a package.
Let me see. Make sure there's no holes, nowhere your foil isn't pulled tight.
Look at me nervous. Hold on. Okay.
How's the bottom? The bottom is clean. Now, you open up the oven, you stick it in.
Oh, I don't put it on the pan or
Nope.
anything?
Nope.
Okay. Do I need to put it on the bottom rack or the top rack?
I put it on the top right always.
Okay.
You're done.
It's in.
You're done. You can leave that in the oven for 3-4 hours. I usually leave mine in there at 350 degrees for about 4 hours. I'll come back, take and peel slightly, peel the foil off, and allow it to brown, and voila, you got ribs.
Okay.
Simple ribs, and they
I
don't
don't have
have.
to turn. I don't have to turn the package or anything. Just leave it.
Just leave it for 4 hours. That's how long I leave mine, because I like to slow cook mine, and I like them to cook for a long time. So I usually cook them 4 hours.
Okay.
And some people put it on 250 degrees. Twyla, who is it? I think they must see the groundhog. So that's done.
Okay.
Now, when you go and you take and peel the foil back, if you want to use this pan to be underneath it, just in case it drips, when you open up the foil, you most certainly put this on the don't touch the ribs. Just put this on the rack underneath it, on the bottom rack.
Okay.
Okay. Your ribs are done.
Okay. Well, that was easy enough.
Wasn't that easy?
I think.
That was very easy. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to clean up our areas. I'm going to take my spray where my ribs were, even though my ribs never touched the I always use something to clean up that area because I know that meat was there. So I always just spray down that area, clean that up real good. Clean everything that I touch off. I always make sure that I keep some of the dishwasher liquid inside of my sponge so they can activate and work together.
What?
Not yet.
All right. Yeah. Take a picture. Don't get that on my floor. Sorry about that. I want to tell you, Auntie, that fence looks really nice.
Huh?
I said your fence got up pretty good. Did you get all the way across or did you
I
stop?
got almost all the way across. I'm almost done, but it got extremely hot last night, and I brought my ass back in.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that much of that weed back there, but it's a lot of that weed back there. I always use paper towels or Lysol wipe so it can be easily disposable.
I have my Clorox wipes, my paper towels, my Lysol. So I'm ready.
You ready to
Yep.
move on to the cornbread?
Yep.
Friday.
You give me a new bag. I'm a trash.
Okay. Okay. So everything's clean and sanitized. Now I need to let the sanitizer sit while we move on to the cornbread. So this has been washed. This has been washed. I always make sure I wash my seasoning. And then we're gonna move over to cornbread. Now, of course, this cornbread, in order to make this cornbread at the same time that you are making your ribs, your oven has to be at 400. We
Right.
don't want to cook these ribs at 400. It is okay to go 50 degrees under your cornbread. You're just going to have to watch it. Okay?
Okay.
So, we have our mixer. Let me see your mixer. Let me see that mixer.
I don't know if you can see it. Wait. I got to turn on some more lights.
You got a beautiful kitchen.
Thank you. I've been trying to do my DIY projects because, with this pandemic, a lot of stuff has gone up.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not going to pay y'all to come in here when I can do this myself. So
Okay.
It is what it is.
So your mixer, I'm sure, has a stopper on it like mine.
Uh,
Has the suctions on it.
on the bottom?
Yes, child.
Yes.
Sometimes I be struggling with this thing.
Well, it's so tall that it won't go up underneath my cabinet. So I had to, it's hanging, but it's solid on the cabinet.
Okay. So they always say don't mix cornbread, but I make corn cake. It is sweet, it's delicious, and I couldn't freaking love it. The ingredients that I asked you all to use is get you a box of jiffy cornbread,
Mm-hmm.
sweet and low packet because I don't eat sugar like that. So I don't know if you got sugar or sweet and low. Perfect. A fourth cup.
I got my butter. I had it sitting there because I didn't know if it had to be soft. So I set it out a little early.
Perfect. Perfect. And your milk, your measuring cup.
Yep. And you said something about honey, so I found some in my cabinet.
Now that's only if you want it. I don't use honey, but that's for the people who do. If you want to put a little bit more sugar in it, that's fine. I don't use honey. I would just say if anybody wanted to use honey, you absolutely can put it in there.
Okay.
The honey is going to give it like a glaze and a kind of different, sweeter, like a sweeter taste. For me, the sweet and low does the trick for me. So I never have to put honey in mine.
Okay.
So we're going to get our blender and our paddle.
Oh, I need the paddle, not the mixer. Hold on.
No, you need the mixer. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So we got our blending top. Okay. And then we have our mixer.
Yeah.
And then we have our bowl.
Yep.
So
I got it attached.
now what I'm going to do is attach mine. We're going to be using this side. Come on now. Takes mine a while to lock. I don't know why, but probably Betty Crocker could just get hers to lock right on there. But Auntie can. All right. So we're going to stick our mixer on. That's locked in. So the first thing we're going to do is pour our jiffy cornbread into our mixing bowl. Make sure you always check the date. Always check the date of your jiffy cornbread before you put it in anything. Check the date. This is 10/27/22. Even if you have to go in the grocery store and move this stuff around and get you a fresh date where you know you're not cooking cornbread every day, make sure you do that. Always get a fresh batch.
Mine was 12/17/22.
Good.
So I'm ready. Then I just poured in my bowl.
Yeah. And again, this is just quick. If we want to go and start doing it from scratch from cornmeal, for some people, if they say, Auntie, I want you from scratch, you're going to have to wait until the winter time because I don't cook nothing from scratch during the summer. I've allowed my eggs to be out to be at room temperature. I've allowed my milk to be out to be at room temperature. I've allowed my butter to be out at room temperature. Take everything out, bring it to room temperature. So then we're going to take this egg. We're going to drop the egg in. Jiffy cornbread calls for 1/3 milk, and so we're going to put 1/3 milk in. I'm sorry. We're going to put the sweet low in with the egg, the sweet low. One whole packet. You can use, and for those people who do like sugar, you can use a quarter cup of sugar if you like. So we're going to bring this to 1/3. So we brought that to 1/3 cup of milk.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to pour that in. But we are not getting rid of this milk. Not just yet. Now we're going to take a stick of butter, unwrap it, and drop it in. And we're going to make sure that we have our spatula. I forgot my spatula. So we're going to make sure we have our spatula.
Okay.
So now we're going to take the bowl, the mixing bowl, and bring it up underneath. Stay on here. I need you today. Slop. There we go. So we're going to put our bowl in. Make sure we lock it. Make sure it's locked.
Okay, I'm going to turn my mic on. I'm going to mute my mic.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to take our mixer. On my mixer, I have different speeds on it. I usually take my mixer to at least a 4 or a 5 on my mixing bowl because I want it to whip it real good. So I usually let it whip for about a minute or two. Now I know everybody say don't do that. Let your jiffy sit. We will allow it to sit, but we're gonna beat it too. Okay? Because we have the same ingredients in, especially with the butter now. We've added a cake consistency to our cornbread, so we really need to let it be. Okay? Now, we're going to keep the blender in this position because we may need to add more milk into this compartment. I always try to check it and see. I have a long handle. You can see my daughter done burnt some. I have a long handle one. The short handle ones don't really go down into the mixer the way that you want. So you want to make sure that you have a thin one that can go inside of your mixer and it has a good length on it and you're not doing anything with your hands. In order to be safe, if you want to, you can take it and cut it off. Okay? So we're going to start mixing. So right now we're on a 5. The speed is a 5. And it is breaking all of that stuff and blending everything together. So now I'm going to stop and I am going to lift this up so that I can make sure that the butter has broken down into shreds. So I don't want the butter to disappear when I am doing it. I just want the butter to be shredded. And oftentimes the butter will get stuck on the bottom of the mixing utensil. So we're going to lift this up. We're going to check our mixing utensil, and as you all can see, there is no butter on it. But we also want to clean off the sides and bring these things down. Right now, this Jiffy cornbread has a cake consistency. So we're going to go down under the bottom, all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to make sure that we don't have anything that's left over from the cornmeal, because as you all know, cornmeal collects, it like clumps. So we want to make sure we get everything off of the sides of the bowl. And because our butter was at room temperature, it completely melted. And you can see the little clumps of the butter in there. What's going on with you over there? Can you see your butter?
Yeah, little clumps. I mean, you can't really see. It almost looks like a cake.
Yes, it gets a cake consistency to it.
Yeah, I can't get down.
So do you look, let me see how stiff it is. Let me see you move it with your spatula.
Can you?
Let me see. Is it dripping off? Now your consistency should be like this. Watch me.
Okay.
So that means you need a little smidget more milk, just a little bit more milk.
Okay. Not
A
too
little
much.
bit more. Yeah. And now we're going to blend some more. This time I'm going to set a timer, and we're going to blend some more. Okay, 12:35. Let's blend for a minute and a half at 5. In the meantime, we're going to get our pan and my muffin pan. An ice cream scoop. So we finished. We're going to unplug for safety. Safety first. Pop that open. And now we're going to move and transfer the mix into whatever we're using. If I was going to use, sometimes I will take and use 2 packs and I'll make it like a loaf. But today we're just going to make just simple muffins. So I have unplugged my mixer. I'm now going to disconnect. And as you all can see, it looks almost, the consistency is just like cake batter. Okay? It is no longer, you know how they say cornbread need to be stiff and all of that lumpy. It will still have the cornbread nature. Let me see. Yes. Very good. Very good. Okay. So now one of the things that I have learned about doing a spray pan is that you have to move fast, right? So I always keep this near me. And I have my ice cream scooper so that I can move pretty fast. I take my spray and I put my spray in to my pans upside down because I want to give it the best chance of pooling either around it so it doesn't stick. Sometimes I'll use real butter. Today, I ain't got the time, sis. So when I have to use vegetable oil or a baking oil or something like that that comes in a can, I always spray upside down. And as you can see, that spraying upside down, everything is sprayed. Y'all see that? It doesn't pool. So you spray it upside down. Move on to your ice cream scooper and start putting it in. And you will see that once you start spooning it in, it moves that butter around so that it doesn't fall. And all of the stuff, vegetable oil, is stuck down at the bottom. That's a little trick I've learned. I like to use it because you get more control too. So you can move fast. These muffins, when they bake and they come up with a little peak on them. I don't know if this, I think it's the butter that makes them do that. And it almost has like a split top to it. And they are absolutely delish. No, I'm gonna clean up while I'm letting the cornbread sit and rise. Now, some people cook, then clean. I cook and clean because you may just want to go somewhere and sit down and relax or whatever, and then you come back and you know, in a whole different state of mind. I don't know how you do it, Dayna, but sometimes, you know, you come back and you be in a whole different state of mind, and them dishes be sitting there looking you in your damn face. I can't stand that.
Well, since it's just me, I guess my mom always told you should cook and clean. That way, when you sit down, you can rest a little bit, enjoy your food, and you don't have so much to do afterwards. So I found some hot water with some little Clorox in it, and then because I took my dishwasher out because I never used it, and it was like taking up space. So I took the dishwasher out. I won't use it because it's not even here.
Now, see, I used my dishwasher this morning, and like for the morning dishes and stuff like that, and then I'll use it for the dishes as well. Except for my stainless steel, I have learned that it breaks down the coat of my stainless steel dishes that I spend so much money on. So those, and
So, Auntie, did you go see Yolanda? Did you make it to? Was that this week? The other night when went
I
to go
was
see
supposed
Yolanda
to make
King?
it this week, but I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't make it, so hopefully I'll make it the next day. I keep trying and trying until I can make it. My friend was supposed to go with me, ended up having a COVID scare, so
Oh no.
yeah, we couldn't go. But when I go, I'm gonna film it. So your muffins should have risen some. Did they rise some?
Yeah, I guess they did.
Let's see.
I used a big. My pen is bigger than a 6 month.
Oh, they look so good.
Oh, I gotta learn how to work these angles. I swear to God.
No, you're doing good. That looks damn delicious. Let's put them in the stove right up against the ribs for 20 minutes.
Okay.
And here's mine.
Okay. They do look like cupcakes, huh?
Yes, they do. Now we can sit, relax, release. We can go out into the garden or wherever we gonna go. We got time now to do the rest of the day. So we put our ribs in about a half hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
Our ribs should be ready probably about 4 o'clock.
Right
4,
around dinner
4:30.
time.
Mm.
Okay, so I'll be ready for my. I should have been eating my dinner by the time 90 Day Fiance come on. Is what you're saying?
Absolutely, you should be ready. You gotta make you a side or whatever. But did you think that was simple?
Yeah, it was once I got it, but you think it's just overwhelming. And I guess I always thought, you hear about ribs in the oven, and you think, I don't know, because I had like 3 pans out, didn't use any of them to cook the ribs in, and that's what I'm still shocked about. Like, should I put a pan in there? But
It's
I'm
almost
excited.
like you smoke. It's almost like smoking them, because if you were going to put them out on your grill,
Mm-hmm.
some people put it in foil on top, cooking on top of foil. Some people don't, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you got the top over top of the ribs. The ribs are on a rack. It
Mm-hmm.
gives you almost the same. I'm telling you, it's going to give you almost the same taste.
Yeah.
As it coming straight off of a grill, especially when after the hours are over. Because sometimes I don't even have to brown mine. I cook them long enough for them to brown themselves. But if you take the ribs right and you open up that foil on them and you allow them to brown, the top of them, it has that crispy, just a nice crisp to them. And you pull that bone out, because you can actually take the bones and pull them out this way.
Okay.
Unless you're going to be sharing with somebody else and you may just want to slice the bones. But I'm telling you, it just slices right through them, and you have that crust on the outside and tender all the way through.
Okay.
It's absolutely delicious. I'm telling you, it is delicious. I take it to people's houses. I will probably eat 2 racks off of this, and the rest of it will go over to my brother's house, because my daughter doesn't really eat ribs like that. I don't really eat ribs like that. I like them a nice surf and turf. So what I'm going to be serving on the side of mine is some shrimp,
Mm-hmm.
and my ribs. So I'm just going to do me a little quick surf and turf.
Okay.
And I'll be done for the rest of the day. And then I can, eat before 6 o'clock, because we put them in the oven. I don't even know what time it is, but I think we put it in the oven.
It's about, wasn't it about noon? No, maybe not.
No, a little after
About 12:15. No, it had, because it's 12:50 now. So I'm thinking it might have been about 12. I want to say about 12:10, 12:15. I'm not sure, but because I'm trying to think, but I'm just, because I was just going off of, like, did you say like 4 hours or so? So I was just in my head, I'm thinking, okay, look for that time.
Yeah, because we started working, but we didn't put them in the oven until maybe about 12:30 something.
Mm-hmm.
And so, no, it couldn't have been. But anyway, so we just gonna count from 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. 4:30. And because I intermittent fast and I want to stop eating by 6,
Yep.
I always try to prepare whatever I'm going to prepare between 10, 11, and 12, because that gives me a window. Now, these right here, we have to pay attention to these. We know that we're cooking them for 20 minutes, but we are cooking them at 50 degrees less. So we're going to have to keep an eye out on them at 12. I never take my oven and readjust my oven up and down like that for different foods. I just learned how to live and cook within that window because I'm not coming back and reducing the heat for my ribs,
Right.
right? Because that's meat. But right now, if you look in the oven, you should have like a smooth coat on the top. I don't know if you can see down in my oven. It's like a smooth. Everything has smoothed out now.
Yeah, I'm thinking I should have. Oh, I don't know if y'all can see. Can you see them?
You think you should have what?
I don't know. I feel like they're kind of like fluffed out. They're smooth,
Not
but they're
yet.
like getting big, almost like a muffin.
They're going to get like a muffin, and they're going to have a muffin top. They're going to come to a peak like that,
Okay.
and then they'll have like a little crevice in them. I don't know what they call that, where you can put the butter right in the center. It's like a
Okay.
center split that comes in it, and I
Like a
don't
little
know.
valley.
Yes, and again, I think it does that because of the butter. The butter gives it a different consistency, in my opinion, and it's sweet and low.
Yeah.
So
Because
putting
I
that,
haven't done that before. That's the first time I added.
oh, wait till you taste it.
I'm
It is.
excited.
My daughter be like, "Mommy, these are so perfect." Now, maybe I will try to do the honey. I think Miss Sonia mentioned that she usually does honey, so I wanted to mention it, but I don't usually do it. But I know it does put a glaze over it. For me, I don't need it that sweet. I just
So
want it.
she puts the honey while she's mixing it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I bet you a honey glaze would be real good overall.
That does sound good. So what about like, so do you use when your ribs, do you use any kind of barbecue sauce or no? You just eat it straight with the rub.
That to me, this particular rub is so good you don't. And I've done it before, but if I am going to put a barbecue sauce on it, I usually do my own rub.
Hmm.
Because then you got two flavor palettes on top of each other.
Okay.
So I'll dull down the flavor package, on the ribs, on my ribs, so that the barbecue can stand out.
Okay.
But no, I don't usually use barbecue on my ribs.
Well,
Ah,
I'm excited.
now if they're on the grill, then yeah, because you try to cook for your audience, or at least I do. I try to cook for my audience, whoever I know is going to be here with their flavor palettes and stuff like that. All and some people like barbecue sauce. Most of the time, I use barbecue sauce in my hamburgers.
Hmm.
So that's where most of my guests get their barbecue from. And I don't know if you do that or not, but that kicks your sandwich off to a whole different level.
No, I haven't tried it. Usually I'm cooking just for me, or if I have my granddaughter on weekends and, she kind of picks around. But so usually it's just, like, what sounds good to Dana?
Same here. Especially during the pandemic, you had no choice. But when I do have guests over and I do want to have like a grill out and stuff, I usually use barbecue on my hamburgers, but I don't most of the time. I'm not using it on my ribs. But this has been so much fun.
I'm excited to taste them. I can't wait to open that oven and open that foil.
You're gonna have to send me a picture and let me see. Pay attention to those muffins. Send a picture so I can upload it so everybody in the membership can see.
Okay. And what's the email address?
Um, I don't think my moms are here, so let me type it in. Who you talking to? You on mute.
I'm muted. I'm just so excited. My first ribs. I'm hoping everybody can see my excitement.
Yeah, I'm sure they can.
At
Look at
50,
me.
Auntie, I feel like I should be calling you sister instead of Auntie. Because at 50, I'm doing my first ribs. Come on now. I've been deprived. I've been missing out on life.
It's okay. It is okay. I mean, a lot of women probably didn't admit that they never cooked no damn ribs either. So I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm writing this. I am, but I want to thank you for your time, and I want you to have a good day. I'm going to take a picture as soon as it comes out and send it to you.
Okay.
So you can post it. All right, y'all, cousins.
Bye, cousins. Bye, everybody. Bye, my nieces and my nephews.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.